Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here and welcome back to the railway. Up today I'm looking at another interesting piece of rolling stock by EFE Rail. I think the Shark brake vans are some of my favourite pieces of rolling stock. They look super cool and they have a pretty cool function as well. I say they're a brake van, which they sort of are, but that's not their main purpose. So if you haven't heard about these things before, stay tuned and I'll tell you all about them. Today's model though is this one. It is the EFE Rail N-Gauge Shark brake van, and this is produced for Bachmann by Kerno, as I understand it. Now, the full price for this thing is quite hefty. At the RRP, this is £37.95, which seems like an awful lot to pay for something this small. And it seems as though the model buying public would agree with that because they haven't sold and they've been reduced quite substantially. So Kerno now have these on offer for £20.99, which is getting quite close to half price, but I even managed to do one better than that. I bought this one from Model Railways Direct for £18.97. At that price, I thought, yes, we'll give this damn thing a try. And honestly, it looks quite complex. I've been trying to study this thing through the front of the box. It looks like it's got separate handrails and such. I mean, that's quite impressive for N-Gauge, isn't it? So, you know, maybe it is going to be quite a complex model. Maybe it's going to be quite premium. I have looked at one of these before in 00 scale, that was the Hornby one, and that was very impressive in its level of detail. Obviously it's more of a challenge to get that level of detail at N scale, so I'll be really interested to see kind of what this thing is like. So if you want to browse the range, see what's available, maybe pick up a bargain, I will include affiliate links if I can in the description. For now though, let's see what this is like. Everybody out of the water! It's not funny, is it? I shouldn't try and do things like that. Oh well, I tried. Alright, so it's a very tiny little box and there's nothing to it weight-wise, which again is a big difference between this and the Hornby one, because the Hornby one weighed a ton. So yeah, we'll see what this one's like. I'm not expecting it to be as hefty as the Hornby one, obviously that would be insane, but yeah, very curious to see what this is like. Anyway, there's lots of these to choose from. I went with this one, so this is product code E87540. Tiny text on here, BR 20-ton ballast plough brake Shark. That's the number, I won't try and read that out. It's the BR bauxite late livery. That's not the same livery as I have on the Hornby model. So yeah, a bit of something different this time around. Okay, let's pull this out, see what the deal is. Ooh, accessories, but no instructions. So hopefully simple accessories, but a lot. Wow, okay. So the ploughs are here in the accessories bag. Does that mean we don't have ploughs fitted as standard then? That would be a shame. Or possibly they are alternative ploughs maybe, for if you don't want the couplings, because I notice we've also got couplings separate in the bag here, and also a couple of vacuum pipes and some finer knuckle style couplings. So I guess we'll have to pull the model out and see what it's like. Alright, let's find out then. Here we go, lifting the lid. Wow, this thing is tiny, isn't it? Crikey. All right. Unwrapping. It's a bit of a faff with my massive sausage fingers. All right, there it is. Yeah, it is tiny. And there's definitely some complexity here. You can see that for sure. It's only tiny, so it doesn't weigh a ton, but I think for its size, it is fairly weighty. And you can see exactly what the coupling and plough situation is with these. So the ploughs fitted, there are some fitted, so panic over. Those have the openings in them so that the couplings can be inserted. The ploughs in the accessories bag don't have those openings, so you can fit those and not have a coupling at one end or both ends, whatever you want, and then you've got a more realistic plough. But I think this kind of configuration as it comes out of the box is pretty much right for me. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, as expected, the level of detail is very good by the looks of it. It's well painted, quite a complex paint job on this. Yeah, I can see straight away why this should be reasonably expensive. Is it quite worth the full RRP? Well, let's find out after I give you a bit of background on the real sharks. The brake vans, that is, not the animals. This is not the channel for that. BR's Shark wagons were based on an LMS design of brake van, and a couple of hundred were built to this new design during the mid-1950s. They of course were characterised by their iconic ploughs at either end. These ploughs were not for snow, as you might assume, but rather for spreading freshly laid ballast over railway tracks. These vans survived for an enormous number of years in service, and they were slowly upgraded over the years to feature air brakes and various other new technology. They were later operated by Load Haul, Mainline Freight and EWS, in addition to the original British Railways as we see here. The design was in service until the early 2000s, and while not really used anymore today, some of them have been preserved. So there it is, up close and personal for you. Bachmann's, EFE Rails, Kernos, whoever you want to call it, Shark brake van / ballast plough, again, whatever you want to call it. It's a confusing model to even name, quite frankly, but either way, there it is, up close and personal for you. And this is mightily impressive. I've been over it now with a fine-tooth comb, and it is marvellously complex given how small it is. And you know what, even given it seemingly quite excessive full price of £37.95, I'd even be tempted to say it's worth that money. You can clearly see where the money has been spent on this thing. And so I suspect then that there are a lot of people who just don't want to pay nearly £40 or, 10-15% off from the RRP for an N-gauge wagon, regardless of how good it is. Because I'm getting strange feelings about it. My eyes and brain are telling me, yes, this model is worth it. But then when I ask myself, would you buy one then for nearly £40? The answer's still no. I just don't think my brain can get around paying nearly £40 for something, the size of my finger and thumb. So yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Does anybody else feel that way? Comment down below and let me know. But like I say, looking at the model itself, I can certainly see why this would cost what it does. The detail and the paintwork are absolutely outstanding. The weight is really good as well, so this weighs in at a pretty hefty 10.9 grams. Bachmann's towed brake van, which is much larger than this, is much lighter at 7.2 grams, so it gets a big tick on weight. Let's move on and talk about the decoration then, because this is really impressive. So you've got the brown roof and the bauxite body, that all looks fantastic, but look at the number of separately printed parts we have here. All of the lamp brackets are picked out in the white, which looks good, but then let's count all these prints. We've got the little sort of number board there. I can't read what any of this says, but maybe the close-up lens will allow you to. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 with the high voltage warning signs, 5, 6, 7, 8 with all of these signs here, and that's only on one side, so there's going to be 16 if we count both sides. For something, again, the size of a finger and thumb, there's an enormous amount of complexity here in just the paintwork alone. Very, very good. And let's talk about the detail then, because this is mind-blowing. So obviously we've got the ploughs. These don't look quite so good because they've got the big holes in them, but it's really lovely that even for something as small and fiddly as this, they have provided alternative ploughs, so that's great. These footboards along the sides are separately fitted, which means two things. It means they stand out and look pretty good, but it also gives you this sense of depth. You've got multiple layers of detail going on here, because behind the footboards you can see the axle boxes, which are very nicely detailed, and then further back behind those still, you can see we've got the brake rigging. And if I flip the van onto its side, you can see we even have full brake rigging on this model. It's really, really awesome. It's blowing my mind a little bit for N-gauge. And here you can see we've got the metal wheels as well, which look good. The buffers are just moulded plastic. These don't look that great, to be honest. You've got a few moulding marks on them. That could be better. And we don't have any cosmetic couplings for the coupling hooks. That would have been nice for if you did remove the N-gauge couplings and fit the full plough instead. But yeah, the hooks are there. That's the main thing. The lamp brackets, as you can tell, are just part of the moulding. Those are not separately fitted, but they are painted, which is cool. Then on the sides, we've got beautiful moulding, first of all. The planking looks really good and fine. That's great. And then every single one of these handrails is separately fitted. So per side, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 18 separate wire handrails across the entire model. That's a lot for N-Gage. That's awesome. Look how fine they are as well. All perfectly fitted, no visible glue. Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Then you've got the separately fitted ducket, which has glazed windows in it. Again, you wouldn't bat an eyelid at that in 00, but here in N-Scale, that's even more impressive. And then inside each veranda, you've got separately fitted controls. So I'm guessing some of these controls at least are for the brakes, maybe some of them are for maneuvering the ploughs or something. But look at that, amazing level of detail. And then the interior as well has glazing and a full detailed door section and everything. All of that looks wonderful as well. So you know what? If this was produced brand new in 00 scale with this level of detail for less than £40, I'd be mightily impressed. And even though £37.95 feels way too much for this, kind of subconsciously, it's clear to see where the money's gone. You know, this is a marvellously complex piece of rolling stock. And that's not to mention what I paid for it. I think this might be bargain of the year so far, frankly. £18.97. Wow. Somebody lost some money on that, folks. Definitely. Because look at this. This was not a cheap model to make. So I'm very impressed. But let's see this thing in action. I'll pull the N-Gage layout up here and we'll haul this thing around with a loco and maybe a few wagons. So here is today's test setup then. I've put the Bachmann 2MT onto the track. It's kind of era appropriate, I suppose. Couple of wagons with that, and then here is the Shark. First question then, how free rolling is this? Well, obviously I don't have a Gordon's Hill rolling test to demonstrate this on, but what I can say is that filming the previous section that you've just seen with all the detail was an absolute nightmare. I could not keep this damn thing still, honestly. All I had to do was shift my balance slightly. All I had to do was move my foot a little bit and the damn thing would roll away. It's amazingly free rolling. So yeah, I can't sort of do a proper test like I do in 00, but I can say free rolling is not a problem with this thing. It's absolutely crazy how free rolling it is. Anyway, let's test the couplings then. Let's back up the 2MT, see how that works. Pretty well, actually. Normally have to give things more of a clonk than that before they couple, but that did. Yeah, it's going over the points quite nicely there as well. Yeah, very nice. Go on then, let's actually send this over the points. Make sure it stays on over those. Right, opening the points, and I'll do it steadily to start with and then we'll get silly with it, just to really test it out. Ah, hadn't considered this. Is the loco going to be capable of this? But yeah, first testing forwards is okay. Shark backwards. Alright, let's get stupid with it then. Is the loco going to survive this? Probably not. It did. That's full speed. And ironically, every single thing has come off the track except for the Shark brake van. So I would say that's a pretty fair result right there. God, how did that happen? That's amazing. Literally, the only thing that stayed on the track was the Shark. And it went miles. Look at that, look how free it is. Alright, okay, I'm sold. It's pretty good. Can't fault the performance. So this thing is a tremendous model. It really is. I mean, you wouldn't expect a lot from it. It's such a tiny little thing. But it's amazing, and I really am struggling to fault it. The worst things I can say about it is it's a touch expensive, and I wish it had turned metal buffers instead of plastic ones with visible moulding on them. But honestly, even that sounds a bit petty, given how good this is. And you know, if those are the worst things I can say about it, then I think we're doing really well. So let's see here. Paintwork, amazing. Level of detail, way better than you'd expect. Build quality, absolutely top notch. Price, yeah, a little bit on the high side, but it's not unreasonable given the complexity of the thing. So yeah, I think this is great. It is definitely a big cut above your normal N-Gage rolling stock. Maybe they know that this prototype is a little bit special, and for whatever reason they decided to pull out all of the stops and make this a truly, truly impressive piece of rolling stock. And you know what? I think they have. So can I recommend this? Yes, especially at those lower prices. Shop around, see if you can do better than me. You surely won't be able to do better than me. That, what, £18 something? Yeah, if you can beat that, I'll be amazed. Let me know if you do. But honestly, anything less than £30, well worth it for this. So well done, Kerno, well done, EFE Rail. It's a beautiful and surprisingly impressive model. Let's have some ratings then for the EFE Rail Shark brake van. And I don't think these ratings are going to take much explaining, to be honest. It's quite straightforward. So the level of detail for me has to be 5-star. This is stunning. It is so detailed for its size. Countless separately fitted parts, so much printed detail, everything put together so nicely with so much finesse. I thought about knocking it down for not having working lights or anything, but I've never seen that at Engage, so until that's a thing that we see commonly, I'm not going to mark it down for not having anything like that. It is truly fantastic, 5-star on the level of detail. Same with the performance, I just can't fault it. It's free rolling, it couples properly, it stays on the track, even over points at ridiculous speeds. Again, no way to fault it. The quality, I'm giving 4.5-star. The build is terrific. It is so carefully assembled, which is no mean feat given how many little tiny parts are on this thing. It's good and heavy, coming in at over 10 grams. That's impressive for an Engage brake van, or at least a brake van shaped thing. It doesn't get 5-star because of those plastic buffers with the moulding marks on them, so a little bit more metalwork here and there would be nice, but even that's pretty good. I mean, we've got a heavy weight inside the model, and all of the handrails, I think, are made from wire. Very impressive. Value for money then. Now, the full price is quite on the high side, I would say, £37.95. I say that, but then again, there is the complexity there. You can see why this model would be quite expensive. I bought this though for £18.97, which is an absolute bargain, no questions asked. So I've split the difference between those two prices. I've given it 4-star. You know, even at the full price, yes, it's not a bargain, but it's kind of worth it, you know? You do get the detail, you do get the quality, it doesn't give you any trouble on the layout. That's got to be worth something, hasn't it? So I've given it 4-star. Overall, that is 9.23 out of 10, a very good score and a very easily deserved grade of A. Fantastic work. Into the logbook we go then. I think this is the first N-scale piece of rolling stock this year, so it is top by itself. I do think this will take some beating, but maybe I will be able to review more Engage wagons this year, see if we can find something that can do even better. All right then everybody, well, that will just about wrap up yet another Engage review, and I thought this would be a somewhat boring, uninteresting video, just a regular run-of-the-mill piece of rolling stock, and how wrong I was. Just the extra detail and the high quality and all that interior detail in the verandas, yeah, it's just sold me completely. Really impressive. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Let me know what you thought down in the comments. What else would you like to see reviewed in Engage? Do you know of any other models that might impress me? Maybe there's stuff in the sale at the moment that I might be able to pick up and enjoy. If you've got any suggestions at all, I am looking for them, so pop those down in the comments and let me know. Love to hear what you come up with. But for now, thanks ever so much for watching once again, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, cheers everybody, you take care.